Hey everybody, my name is Cougar Draven, and this is Thinking Out Loud About Star Trek. Now, last week we kicked things off with the first episode, which was devoted to the pilot for Star Trek, the original series, known as The Cage. This week we're going to do something a little... This week we're going to begin just right off running into the first season, way back in 1966. Now we're going to do things, I'm going to be releasing 5 days a week, so this is episode 1 of the week. So we're going to, starting way back in 1966, we're going to be covering The Man Trap. This originally aired Thursday, September 8th, 1966. Stardate is 1513.1, and then 0.4, and then 0.8. But we're only going to announce beginning stardate, so 1513.1. So, I mean, I kind of appreciate that they started with a Monster of the Week episode. Like, the first aired episode of Star Trek was just like, you know, here's space. Here's a space monster. Look, it's killing our people. We gotta protect our dudes. I kind of appreciate that they started with that. You know, it was actually pretty good as far as Monster of the Week episodes go. You know, the monster, Nancy Crater, I believe is Crater. Is it Crater? It sounded like Crater. You know, the creature which masquerades as her for the first part of the episode managed to get on board the Enterprise through trickery and roam around doing creepy shit until it got, you know, discovered by different people, at which point it would kill them and then move on. Almost killed Sulu and Janice Rand and McCoy and Kirk, and you know, it was a good episode. Some high points are that, you know, you can tell something's off at the very beginning, because when they see Nancy, each one of them sees a different person. And at first I thought it was because they were showing themselves as they appeared like an ideal figure, but there's something weird about that, because like, clearly Bones sees Nancy as she was when they knew each other as youths, as it were. Clearly he sees her that young, because that's the entire point. That's how she gets people, is, you know, is make them think that you're young, and they'll, you know, it's a sense of, you know, false sense of security. And the crew member, I think Darnell, was his name, crewman Darnell, was, he saw her as, like, a gorgeous blonde. And I don't know. He saw her as a gorgeous blonde, but Jim Kirk saw her as a woman in her 40s. Maybe... No, 1966, 40s. Though given how aging works, she was probably closer to 55, 56 than that. But anyway, like, he saw her as what she should have looked like, and presumably that's what also... I have to wonder if, since the creature can look different things to different people at the same time, if Dr. Crater could see what she looked like at all times. I'm not sure. But anyway, she ran around the ship. Like, it was really clever, all of that. She killed the crewman, Darnell, and made it look like he'd eaten a poisonous plant, an alkaloid plant. And when... It's kind of like she forgot that one of the people she's trying to snow was a doctor. Because it does appear that she can access the memories of the person she's copying. I'm not 100% sure on that, though. You know, they find the kid dead, and they say something about it being a poisonous plant, and they're like, well, we got to do tests on this, and they do tests. It's like, it can't be a poisonous plant. Well, what's going on? Oh, well, all of his salt is gone. Now, granted, I'm not like a super scientist or anything, but I don't think that sudden and total salt loss would cause you to just drop dead in a matter of seconds and leave no visible signs of, illness. I could be wrong about that, but that just seems like what I'm thinking. Also, they first official episode, and Uhura and Uhura's showing interest in Spock, and then it's like they're gonna do nothing with that for 43 years. So have fun with that. There are a lot of interesting characters. Like I said, Janice Rand, Hikaru Sulu, Uhura, Nyota Uhura, but she's never given a first name in the show. All of these characters are introduced in this episode, and that's fantastic. There are little things, like there are little moments, familiarity in service. Like, it feels a lot better than it did. It feels a lot better this episode than it did when it was The Cage, because just the easygoing nature of Jim Kirk makes for a better starship captain, I think. In the end, it's not surprising the way it goes. She tries to play Kirk and Bones off of each other, and that works at first, and then Spock shows up, and Spock repeatedly punching her in the face convinces Bones that that's not actually her, and he shoots her a couple times, and that's the end of the episode. I liked it. It was good. It was good as far as first episodes go. As far as away team deaths, we have 3 away team deaths. 2 of them were blue shirts. 1 of them was a gold shirt. No red shirts died. Figure I'll keep a tally of that. Who knows? But hey, that was. I'm going to keep it a little bit shorter this time because there's really, there's not a lot going on. It was paced actually fairly well compared to The Cage. It was a good episode. I liked it. I suppose if there was a moral of the episode, it would be something akin to, it would be the question of is it right or wrong to prevent a species from surviving, even if it's at the cost of the life of another sentient being. And I don't know. I don't really know. So, click like if you like the video. If you have any comments on that, like, if you have an answer, like, is it morally or ethically okay to save yourself or another sentient or sapient being at the cost of a different sapient being, something capable of communication and society? Like, it's the equivalent of, like, if the human race had to depend on killing animals to survive, is that ethical? I mean, I know a lot of people that would say, yes, it's ethical because we need it. And it's like, that's not what ethics means. Is it ethical to... See, it's hard to say because, humans justify killing animals that way. They say, oh, we're the top of the food chain, so we deserve it. We need to survive, so we have to do it. But, let's take it out to a different thing, like... Something Peter Singer was talked about. Peter Singer is an ethicist, and primarily in the frame of animal. What the hell was that? Primarily in the frame of animal welfare and rights. And someone asked Peter Singer, is it ethically okay to intentionally cause the extinction of carnivorous animals to save the lives of their prey animals? And he couldn't find an answer. And it seems to me that it's not ethical to intentionally cause said extinction, but at the same time, if there was a creature on this planet that could only survive by killing and eating humans, like nothing else would work, I have to think that would it be ethical to let it die, to keep humans from dying? I just don't know. Like I said, leave a comment if you have an answer to that. I'd love to hear it. And like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more like this. It's a Monday video. I will see you here tomorrow with the next episode of Star Trek: The Original Series. Peace.